Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this video we are going to cover the current affairs of 29th of May. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. This is the name of Telegram channel GKToday YouTube. We have started a new channel Civils Academy. So here you will get the content for UPSC and state PCS related examinations. So if you find it relevant, please subscribe to it. Now let's start. One more thing, the link of this GKToday Academy app, Telegram channel as well as link of Civils Academy is given in the description box. So first question is, Chamba tunnel, which was in news, was inaugurated in which state or union territory? So this tunnel is related to Uttarakhand as it was inaugurated recently by Minister of Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari through video conferencing. So this tunnel will be operationalized in October month and it has been constructed by BRO. BRO stands for Border Roads Organization and it is under Ministry of Defense. Now this Chamba tunnel has been constructed under Char Dham Yojana. What is Char Dham? These are 4 places or 4 dhams. One is Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath and Badrinath. So this project will facilitate connectivity to Gangotri, Kedarnath, Yamunotri and Badrinath, and it is a 440-meter long tunnel. Now Ministry of Road Transport and Highway was also in news as NHAI is under this ministry. What is NHAI? It is National Highways Authority of India, and recently SEBI, that is Securities and Exchange Board of India, penalized NHAI for delay in disclosing the financial results, and this penalty has been imposed on the basis of LODR of SEBI. What is LODR? It is listing obligations and disclosure norms. Now Uttarakhand was also in news for HOPE initiative. Answer in comment box, what is the objective of this initiative? CSIR-ITIM, that is Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, partnered with which company to develop new RT lamp based COVID-19 diagnostic kit? So for this purpose, CSIR-ITIM has partnered with Reliance Industries. What is RT lamp? RT lamp stands for reverse transcriptase loop mediated isothermal amplification. So it is a kit for rapid and accurate test related to COVID-19. Now if we talk about Reliance Group, recently Reliance Industries Limited launched WhatsApp chatbot to address the rights issues queries, and this chatbot has been developed by Geo Haptic Technologies. Which Indian state or union territory is set to declare lakh farming as an agricultural activity? So Chhattisgarh is going to declare lakh farming as an agricultural activity. What is lakh? Lakh is the sticky secretion of several species of lakh insects. Now Chhattisgarh was also in news as recently it launched Rajiv Gandhi Kisan Nyaya Yojana, and this scheme has been launched by the state on 21st of May. 21st of May was the death anniversary of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, and 21st of May is also observed as Anti-Terrorism Day. Which Indian American has won the Inventor of the Year award from the NYIPLA, that is New York Intellectual Property Law Association? So Rajiv Joshi has won this award, and he is an Indo-American and he is associated with IBM. He won this award from New York Intellectual Property Law Association. Now apart from him, recently few other personalities were in news. Recently Shehan Madhushanka was in news, and he is Sri Lankan cricketer. He has been suspended from all forms of cricket because of the alleged possession of heroin. Now Sri Lanka was also in news as recently Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa completed 50 years in Sri Lankan Parliament. That means 50 years since his first term. So recently Prime Minister Modi congratulated him for this. Now apart from Mahinda Rajapaksa, recently S.N. Rajeshwari was in news as she has been appointed as new CMD of Oriental Insurance Company. Marcos Trojo. So he has been elected as the new president of New Development Bank. Previously it was BRICS Development Bank, now it is known as New Development Bank. The previous president was KV Kamath. What is Pontius sanctus, which was recently in news? So it is a fish, and it is a new silverfish species that has been discovered recently, and it is a freshwater fish. Which state is set to launch virtual queue management application for liquor? And the name of this application is Bev Q. So it is launched by Kerala, and it has been developed by Kochi-based startup Fair Code Technologies. So this is going to help in the virtual management of queue for liquor. Now Kochi was also in news as recently India's first LNG bus service was started in Kochi. Now Kerala was in news because of Tiranga initiative. Answer in comment box what was the purpose of this initiative. Now coming back to LNG, recently Australia replaced Qatar and became the top exporter of LNG in the world. Qatar was in news as recently US Taliban deal was signed in Qatar in Doha. Doha is the capital of Qatar. Taliban is a militant group of Afghanistan, and recently power sharing deal was signed between Afghanistan President and Abdullah. President of Afghanistan is Ashraf Ghani. Who is the author of book The Aayog, which was in news recently? So she is J.K. Rowling. She is Harry Potter fame author, and recently she unveiled her story online. The title of the story is The Aayog, and it is the first children's story by the author which is not linked to Harry Potter. Behnken and Doug Hurley, who were in news recently, are associated with which field? So these two are related to space mission, and recently they were in news because the first manned space flight of SpaceX for NASA took off for ISS. What is ISS? It is International Space Station. So flight was for ISS. It was related to NASA, and NASA took the help of SpaceX. SpaceX is a private company of Elon Musk, and this mission is called Demo 2. And this mission is going to launch these two astronauts, Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley, in the orbit. It is important to note that since 2011, NASA had sent all its astronauts through Russia's Soyuz capsule. Now, NASA is collaborating with private companies for this. Now, NASA is the space agency of USA, and recently NASA was in news as it decided to rename W First after Nancy Roman. Answer in comment box who was Nancy Roman. Now, NASA is the space agency of USA, and recently USA was in news as US Congress approved legislation calling for the sanctions against China for oppression of Uyghur Muslims in China. USA was also in news as it may remove the special status of Hong Kong. Hong Kong is SAR. SAR stands for Special Administrative Region of China. Which rating agency, through its Global Economic Outlook report, estimated India's growth at -5%? So this is related to Fitch Ratings, and recently it released Global Economic Outlook. As per that, the biggest estimate cut was for India, where there was a growth contract of 5%. That means growth is going to be contracted by 5%, and that's why it is -5, because there is a contraction or downfall. Which ride-sharing company's subsidiary has acquired Netherlands-based manufacturer Aayog BV? So Ola Electric, a subsidiary of Ola, has acquired the Netherlands-based Aayog BV. So with this acquisition, Ola Electric is set to enter into the premium electric two-wheeler market. CatchUp'application, which was in news recently, has been launched by which major company? So it has been launched by Facebook, and this is a free phone call making application, and it has been launched in USA as a pilot service. What is pilot? It means it has been launched on a trial basis. Now Facebook was also in news as recently it acquired 9.9% stakes in Reliance Jio. And recently, Reliance Jio became the first telecom to launch UPI payments feature. What is UPI? It is Unified Payment Interface. Now, Reliance Jio is the first telecom company to launch this UPI payments feature. What is the target year to achieve 220 lakh metric tons of fish production as per Pradhan Matsya Sampada Yojana? So the target year is 2024-25. And recently, the Minister for Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Giriraj Singh, addressed a conference on Pradhan Matsya Sampada Yojana. So the scheme is related to blue revolution in our country. Answer in comment box. Black revolution is related to which field? So this Pradhan Matsya Sampada Yojana aims to increase the fish production to 220 lakh metric tons by 2024-25. Power Finance Corporation partnered with Narmada Basin Projects Company Limited to fund power projects in which state of India? So recently PFC has partnered with NBPCL to fund the power projects in Madhya Pradesh. This PFC is a PSU and it is under Ministry of Power. And recently it partnered with NBPCL to fund projects worth Rs 22,000 crores in Madhya Pradesh. Now, Madhya Pradesh was also in news due to various other initiatives. Madhya Pradesh was in news because of Didi vehicle service. It was also in news because of Charan Paduka campaign. The state was also in news because of Jeevan Shakti Yojana, and it was also in news because of FIR Aapke Dwar initiative. Which international toy brand has collaborated with NITI Aayog and Save the Children to support the children impacted by the COVID-19? So, Lego Group has partnered with NITI Aayog and Save the Children to support the kids impacted by this COVID-19. And under this partnership, Lego will promote learning through play, and it is going to support the home-based learning of children during this lockdown time period. Now, NITI Aayog is an executive body. Prime Minister is the ex-officio chairperson of NITI Aayog, and recently NITI Aayog was in news as it launched Surakshit Dada Dadi and Surakshit Nana Nani Abhiyan to protect the elderly people from COVID-19. Which country announced a bug bounty program to incentivize those who identify the flaws in its COVID-19 contact tracing app? So this has been announced by India, and this has been announced in the context of Aarogya Setu app. So recently government made the code of Aarogya Setu app as open source. That means it is now publicly accessible, and this app has been developed by NIC, that is National Informatics Center, and it is under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So recently there were certain concerns regarding the privacy and security of app. So now government has announced this bug bounty program. That means you find some bug in this app and government is going to reward you. Now this Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology was also in news because of Umang app, as weather services of IMD has been integrated into Umang app recently, and this app is developed by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. What is IMD? IMD stands for India Meteorological Department, and it is under Ministry of Earth Sciences, and it is responsible for the weather forecasting. So these were the most important questions of today's quiz. Now we are going to cover certain news. So if you want current affairs only in question answer format, you can skip this section, or else you can continue if you want to cover something extra. Now let's start the news section. So first news is related to a chatbot named Pi. So this is artificial intelligence based chatbot, and it has been launched by NPCI. What is NPCI? It is National Payment Corporation of India. So this chatbot has been launched to create awareness about the products of NPCI such as FASTag and RuPay. And this chatbot has been developed by a startup company, CoRover, and it is a Bengaluru based company. Next news is related to Airtel Payment Bank, as Airtel Payment Bank has collaborated with MasterCard to create special customized financial products for the farmers as well as for small and medium enterprises. Now, here is a homework for you. What is the difference between payment bank and small finance banks? Next news is related to IIT Madras. So recently IIT Madras created a lightweight alloy, and this alloy can be used to replace the steel and aluminiums in the cars. Next is related to a collaboration between DST, that is Department of Science and Technology, Government of Rajasthan and TriFed. What is TriFed? It is Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India. So this TriFed is under Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So recently DST, Rajasthan government and TriFed collaborated for a webinar, and the name of this webinar was on Wan Dhan Yojana, learning for post-COVID-19. So this webinar was organized to support the tribal people so that they can get the benefits of this Wan Dhan Yojana. It is a scheme of Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Next news is related to NCLT, that is National Company Law Tribunal. So NCLT has given approval to IL&FS to sell its 50% stakes in Gift City to Gujarat state government. So what is NCLT? It is National Company Law Tribunal selling the 50% stakes of IL&FS into Gift City to Gujarat state government. What is Gift City? It is Gujarat International Finance Tech City. What is IL&FS? It is Infrastructure Leasing and Financial Services. Next news is related to Hong Kong. So recently, the king of gambling of Hong Kong, Stanley Ho, passed away. Apart from him recently, Mustafa Hussain passed away. Answer in comment box, he was associated to which field? Next news is related to Karnataka, as recently Karnataka government decided to launch State Health Register. Karnataka was also in news as recently Flipkart has partnered with Karnataka to empower the mango farmers in Karnataka so that they can sell their products online. Now recently, Department of Post partnered with Horticulture Department of Bihar to ensure the home delivery of Jardalu mango and Shahi Lychee. Next news is related to Ladakh, as recently the first solar lift irrigation plant of Kargil was inaugurated recently. Ladakh was also in news as recently it got its separate police force. And last news is related to NCSTC. So recently NCSTC, that is National Council for Science and Technology Communication, launched the Hindi version of COVID Katha. And for this, NCSTC partnered with Anamika Ray Memorial Trust. So these were the most important questions and events of today's quiz. Thank you, and that's all for the day.